Football is back, and SK Newsline and the Voice of the Caribbean Radio are bringing live coverage with Premier League Live. Watch and listen to live football coverage on Saturdays at 7 p.m., Sundays at 6 p.m., and midweek games on Mondays or Fridays at 8 p.m. Games will be broadcast on SK Newsline and the SKNFA Facebook pages and Voice of the Caribbean Radio at voiceofthecaribbean.net. It's Premier League Live. Commentary, analysis, action. Never miss a game.
The entire month of November, Smart Electronics is having the biggest sale on island. 3-in-1. Yes, 3 sales in 1 month. From the 1st to the 26th. And on the 27th is their massive store-wide Black Friday sale. And don't forget, on the 30th is Cyber Monday. You get to take advantage of all. And when I say all, I mean all gadgets and electronics store-wide, including cell phones, tablets, smart TVs, laptops, refrigerators, washing machines, and much more. Don't you miss out on the biggest sale on island. 3-in-1 sale for the entire month of November. Terms and conditions apply. Smart Electronics, way to live a smart life.
Skillex Interactive Voice Response System, a new 24-hour automated call-in service. Access it now at 465-2000 to report faults, receive bill balances, and for the first time ever, you can now make bill payments over the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Access it now by calling 465-2000.
It's the new and improved SK Newsline Android mobile app. With the SK Newsline app, you can watch your news reports, the SK Newsline newscast, sports, special features, and so much more. You can also send us a WhatsApp or call us directly. Go in the Google Play Store, search SK Newsline, and download the app today. The SK Newsline mobile app. News on the go.
Pace that not many people can cope with. Let's see if they can keep it up. Valman Jeffers, he fakes the pass, jogs back. This time he takes it, going to the left side, finds Tikai. Tikai's shot is blocked to the face of Rashid Hodge. He gets it back. Tikai slides it down to the right side, finds Joshua Jeffers. Joshua chooses to cross. It's long, it's looping. It's way off the mark.
Yeah, it's off to a tear. Spurs have upped the intensity, the adrenaline obviously flowing through the veins at this point. As you say, they're going to have to balance it out eventually because it's 90 minutes. Yes, it started off with a tear. Spurs definitely looking at pushing the envelope quite early in the game, but they have to maintain this intensity for 90 minutes, so let's see how they do.
Here they come again on the left side this time. Looks like Archibald. Going back to Morris. Forward. Trying to find challenger. Does so now. Goes to the left side. Finds Joshua. He has some room. Crosses. No, he chips it on the inside. Finds the other Jeffers. Jason Jeffers. Jason in the box. Out to his brother for help. Robbed by Tajo Clark. The ball goes into touch. Could have been a dangerous play on a build-up, but it came to naught.
The previous opportunity he had like that, he swung it in and it went over the bar. So I suppose that must have been playing on his mind, but he should have followed the same routine this time. And 5 minutes have been on the St. Paul's side of the field. Spurs really upping the tempo on them and they're pinned back. So let's see how it goes from here.
Here they come again. Spurs trying to go forward. Only as far as the St. Paul's defense. Aiden Nurse tried to break up the play, but another occasion. Again, Joshua and Jeffers seen a lot of the ball. Goes on the inside. Petrit reads it. Gives it to Kalanje. Kalanje messed it up. Spurs again. From the throw. They go back. Crawford trying to save it. Whistle goes.
The St. Paul's clearly haven't settled yet. Spurs keeping them on the back foot. But the game is progressing. A little bit of a lot of passes being exchanged. No finishing touch not there, but Spurs definitely upping the tempo so far.
Here comes St. Paul's winning the ball in their own half. Going to Tahir. Tahir going all the way back to Jamal Jeffers in goal. Jeffers has a big boot up to the right side. It's high looping ball. Freeman is there. Freeman is knocked. And referee Basso says that's not fair. Danwai Leibert, he has a chance. He sends it up to the man Freeman. Long ball. He cradles it, knocks it down, and then gives it away. That's the man Chumney. Chumney goes to Crawford. Crawford change the play from center to left. Archibald, a very dangerous player. This could be dangerous for Spurs. For St. Paul, sorry. They get it in the box. They get it across. Stingman can get into it. He goes down. Penalty! I said it could be dangerous. That's a dangerous man. Steve Archibald.
Yeah, they caught them on the break. And Archibald made some inroads on the left-hand side. Dribbled and made a pass. And there was a little bit of miscommunication in the St. Paul's defense. Archibald was again able to retrieve it. And the St. Paul's defender was left with his foot hanging for what is a quite easy penalty. As I said, early pressure by these Spurs, and it's finally paying off. Let's now see if they can convert and take a well-deserved lead.
Archibald to take it. Jeffers is a very good shot stopper, penalty stopper. Archibald, the leading goal scorer for Spurs. Sets up now, the whistle goes. Archibald shoots and stopped. No, it rolls in. It rolls in. From here, it looked like it rolled in. So Jeffers chose the right corner, blocked it partially, but unfortunately, the ball rolled in.
Yeah, it just had that little bit amount of pace on it to carry it over the line. It was a good stop. It was a poor penalty in truth, directly in the path of the keeper. But the keeper unfortunately didn't do his job. He touched it, but he wasn't able to clear it out. So it crossed the line, and now we have Spurs, as I said, with a deserved lead. They have been dictating the pace so far for the game, and St. Paul's now have to find a way to regroup and get back into it. Or Spurs can continue their dominance. Quite early in the game, so lots to go still.
Spurs will very well know that St. Paul's is a team that never says die. 1 down, 2 down, they come at you. As we've seen in the FA Cup, the way they handled Keon, they were 2 down to Keon, came back, drew the game and won all penalty kicks. And as I said earlier, Spurs have started at a really breakneck pace. Can they keep up this? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, they definitely brought the intensity so far. They're dictating the pace in all fairness. St. Paul's right now just responding. But we have a promising attack here from them now. So let's see how if they're able to get themselves back into the game.
Again, they go long, trying to find Kalanje Clark. Another short man meets him, wins the ball, but only as far as Tajo Clark. He tries to find Freeman, blocked partially. Come back to Clark, Clark into Leader, knocked off the ball. Oh, and a tackle coming in from Pedres. This should earn a card. And Basu always scares me in that he goes to his bottom pocket where most referees will keep their red card, but this time Pedres earned himself a yellow.
That there was a very reckless
tackle from
play.
behind.
I'm almost certain that on review, the player would have considered himself very lucky to still be on the field. It was an unnecessary foul as well because the play was still in the Spurs half of the field. So it would have been very foolish for him to have been walking off 15 minutes into the game, a goal down, and the guy was not even threatening your goal to any real degree.
There's another hidden agenda here. This guy played for St. Paul's. He's limping off now, number 29, Challenger as a St. Paul's name. He played for St. Paul's, and as they would have it, he defected to Spurs. Hence the rough treatment. That's one theory.
Well, either way, the defender is quite fortunate, and the good thing is that he will have to be on his P's and Q's for the remainder of the game, because I am certain, given what has happened there, the referee will spare him at no occasion going forward. So let's see how it plays out from here.
Here they come again, try to build out from the back. Clark, long to Freeman. Spurs is handling it well. Good defensive posture for that long ball. Jeffers stood deep back and simply headed the ball away. That's one of the strong points for St. Paul's. The long ball, very effective for them. They have the players who can handle it.
Yeah, they seem to be very reliant on Kitty. And unfortunately, the build-up play tends to be a little bit less consistent than with Spurs so far, because they've been looking for him on any occasion, and he has been surrounded by two defenders everywhere he has gone. So Spurs are doing a good defensive job on him in the meanwhile, and it seems that St. Paul's has not yet found a response to that.
Yes, they have not even gone into the box of Mr. Tuckett, but here they come. From right to center, Kalanje Clark messing up. Jack Heel, Leader, cleaning up. Aiden Nurse wins it in midfield, goes back. Finds Petres, the man of the yellow card. He goes forward. Looking for Leader to Clark. Clark says he's up to Kalanje. Clark to Clark. But Jeffers is there. He knocks it away from Kalanje, but knocks it for a corner.
A little bit of overconfidence there. I don't he should have cleared it earlier, but he's an experienced defender, so he obviously knows what he's doing. So St. Paul's, however, now have the real first
ball comes in, heads go up. Spurs the first ball, Spurs the second ball. The player goes down, probably the clash of heads. Yes, he's down, and Basu is there calling for some assistance from the physio. Doesn't look too serious. Maybe just an instant headache. He's still holding his head, right in a bit of pain. I don't think that there's anything that will ice.
Yeah.
This guy is getting a lot of knockback because he looks like the man who scored the goal. Trip to get the penalty. On the defense, he goes down. Yeah, so there's a little water.
If it's a head injury, he would have probably had to go through some kind of concussion protocol had it been more serious. So
yes.
I think it was in his best interest to just get up and shake it off as long as he feels he's competent enough to go on.
He didn't show that he was dazed. He was just down and clutching his head. Sometimes with the head injuries like the one we saw with Newtown and Connery, the guy was prone like a sack of potatoes. So we knew instantly it was serious. Big ball from Tuckett. Clark hits it out of here in a volley fashion, but no direction. Ball goes into touch.
The St. Paul's just had the first attacking play of the game. the corner. But again, they're back in their own half. So Spurs really giving them a run for their money so far this game.
Kalanje sends it forward. Still St. Paul's. Clearance. Spurs.
You see, that's the issue. Again, you've had 3 potential forward passes, and all 3 passes was aimed at one person who has been closed out for the most part by 2 defenders at all times. So unless St. Paul's finds a way to create something outside of Kitty, they're going to find themselves struggling throughout this game, because Spurs are attacking them from both sides of the field, consistently so too.
Here they come against Spurs. They can't get in the box. Nice back heel from Challenger. Over to Joshan. Joshan goes far left. That's Warner trying to get onto it. Warner gets a return pass, but he can't latch onto it before Rashid Hodge. Rashid Hodge is battling away. He knocks it off of a Spurs player. And Basu points to the spot. The goal kick it is. He points to the 6-yard box. Here is St. Paul's. Normally, they would build on the left side if they can't get a long ball. That's the pattern that we've seen so far for the year. They go through the man Kalanje, who is normally a playmaker, but playing in the number 11 position tonight. Left side. Rashid intercepting. Danwai battling away. Tries to free Freeman. Freeman is held by Morris. Gets the lecture rather than a card.
Yeah, it was a soft foul, but a technical one. Professional one, as some would term it.
And he stumbled too, as if he wasn't deliberate. So a set piece in the middle of the field. Leibert leaves it, jogs away, leaves it for Petres. Petres will put his, as we're saying, his big left foot on it. Chips it up now. Francis, but straight into the hands of Tuckett. A typical kind of player, a set piece.
But again, they're looking for Freeman, and he almost delivered for them. I think he's on 28 goals so far for the season, and he could have added to his tally just now.
Looking for 29. But here is Spurs, settling it in the midfield. Player goes down. Basu is not impressed. Leader, trying to find Clark. Clark has Crawford with him. Crawford gets out to Jeffers. Jeffers tries to go long. Tikai Huggins is picking it up. Knocked away, but Huggins still gets it. He goes across the field, finds overlapping Warner. Warner has help in Archibald. Archibald turns. Archibald leads on Warner down the left flank. Cross comes in. Clearance, Rashid Hodge, but only as far as Warner. Again, Archibald. Ball knocked away by St. Paul's. Will this be a big throw? Have we seen anybody in Spurs with a big throw? No, he nicked it off of a Spurs player.
The numbers are inside for St. Paul's right now. I haven't seen many Spurs players committed to what could potentially be a
but I just saw Basu point towards the north, but it's a Spurs show. Spurs takes it quickly. Archibald goes back to Warner. Warner across the box. In fact, no, he goes into touch, heading towards football house. Consistent
pressure by Spurs, left and right. St. Paul's, their passes are not connecting. 1-2 passes, and then they give away the ball. So it's obvious that the initial first 20-25 minutes so far belongs all to Spurs.
Midfield. Number of passes. Try to go long. A deflection and then a clearance from Spurs. They remaining solid in the back, keeping an eye. In fact, 2 eyes on Freeman. Here come again. Leibert up, trying to find Freeman. Crawford forced to tackle it out. Freeman was bearing down on him.
Freeman again in the mix of things when it comes to the attack for St. Paul's. Good decision by the defender to clear it out of touch, because it could have been a very dangerous play had he been allowed to be overrun by Freeman.
But they also have players who score goals, you know. Kalanje Clark has a number of goals for them. Tahir Jefferson has a few. And of course we know the abilities of Aiden Nurse from his St. Peter's days. Ball crossed in, again a little clash of heads. Freeman and it looked like Jeffers holding on to the face, but they're okay. Looking to the play still, the ball comes in again. Heads go up, Aiden Nurse tips it off, and Tuckett is in charge. He slows the play. Looking to take some minutes off the clock, even in this early goings. Forces Freeman to jog over.
St. Paul's now easing their way into the game. not the most fluent, but at least they're putting a bit more pressure now on the Spurs back line. And then Spurs goalkeeper didn't help them just now by clearing his touch completely out of play, out of touch. So St. Paul's are allowed to attack again.
Battle of the short men. Kalanji and Crawford. They tangle up. Crawford is claiming and arguing that Kalanji had his clothes, and Basu comes over, having a word with them.
They're playing each other intensely. Nothing in that really. He couldn't allow him to get away.
But the call has come to St. Paul's. So we'll have an in-swinging left foot. We'll look to see Freeman heading to the near post, and then the second ball. Typical of St. Paul's. Let's see if they can do it again this time. Clark. Clearance this time from Tikar Huggins, but there is no one there. Everybody came back to defend that set piece. So Omar Francis picks it up. That's Omar. Omar tries to go long. Up to Freeman. Freeman trying to cradle. First attempt, second attempt, cradles it. Goes forward. In the box, goes down. And it's just outside the box.
Yeah, as I said, they're playing him really tough. He's always surrounded by two players. So to even be able to create a situation like that was very good on his part. It's either that or he would have gotten into the penalty area and created further problems.
He's accustomed to be marked by two men. He battles away, uses his body and his long legs to get advantage. But on this occasion, we'll see a set piece. Again, they tend to use left footers on the right side of the box, and lo and behold, there are two left footers. Aiden Nurse can use his left foot. Petras is there, but more than likely, Petras will take it. The man Arms Akimbo is also on the ball. As they line up in the box, you see them line up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red shirts in the box, evenly marked. Petras comes out, Petras chips it up, Wall does its work, knocks it for a corner.
St. Paul's easing their way into the game slowly but surely. The first 15-20 minutes had belonged to Spurs, but now we find that we're spending most of the time, the game is spending most of its time now in the Spurs half of the field. Albeit set pieces.
Kalanji to take. Corner comes in. Whistle, foul in the box, even before the action starts. The man Joshua Jeffers is down, but he's smiling, so he's all right. Chumney helped him up. He jogs away. No harm done. Spurs still intact, still leading by 1.
It's an intense game. I don't think there's any real ill will outside of the tackle that brought the yellow card. Both teams are going at each other as intensely as they possibly can.
Again, another tackle in midfield. Possession, 1 and loss. Ball to St. Paul's. Omar. Interchange with Dan Roy. Knocked away by Spurs. Trying to steal some yards. Basu pulls him back. See him pointing. Go back 10 yards, he says. All the way back. Here they come again. This time it's Nurse. Trying to clear that right side. Goes to the center. They drop it off to the left side. Petres holds, then goes back to the center. Jackie Leader, supposed to be in the 6th spot, finds himself in the number 4 position, center back position. Dan Wiley, but chips it forward. Jefferson is speeding away, but needs more burners in order to catch that one.
Yeah, ball had a little bit too much on it. Good ideas though. St. Paul beginning to find their feet slowly but surely. Defending is still very sound, very organized from Spurs. They're able to hold them at bay, and then St. Paul's also have themselves to blame in terms of the passes. Slight drizzle conditions again across the field, so you might see a few more sliding tackles as the game goes on.
It's Challenger on the far side for Spurs, trying to break through on the left side. Warner, robbed by Nurse. Nurse breaking away. Nurse being held back, but keeps going. Slides it into the box. Tuckett is there. In fact, the referee pulls back the call. So yet another set piece to St. Paul's. You said earlier that it's ideal conditions for football, but it's a nightmare for a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And that ball hits a wet turf, hard wet turf.
And St. Paul's getting quite a few of these spot kicks, whether it be corners or free kicks. So you're right. Could very well potentially be problems for.
Here they come again, a typical set piece for Kian. Left-footed, right side, chipped on, near post, headed in the back of the net. 1-1, level pegging.
Was it an old goal?
Those of us.
It looked. It
No,
almost.
it looked as if Freeman would claim that one.
If it was Freeman, then it was a brilliant goal. But with the speed, it was a very good free kick, and it just needed the deflection to beat the goalkeeper. I'm just uncertain as to where the deflection came from, whether it was a deliberate goal by a St. Paul's player or inadvertently header.
We've been here some 20
Spurs.
matches with St. Paul's, and we've seen this exact piece already. Left side, right side, left-footed, calling near post, chipped up.
We'll get confirmation shortly.
You will get confirmation shortly.
In terms of the goal score.
Here comes
the
Spurs.
response.
A similar long cross over the box. A shot, a goal. Challenger missing. A good chance. The ball being knocked out of touch. Challenger had an excellent chance to put Spurs ahead within minutes of equalizer.
Seconds of the restart. And St. Paul's goalkeeper, he advanced and he should have taken greater command of the ball, but then he ended up fluffing his lines and left his goal open. I can understand how the Spurs player, however, got his feet tangled below him, and he was unable to convert what was an open goal, not even a goalkeeper in front of him.
Unfortunately for Spurs. Here they come again. Set piece. Clearance. Francis. Warner. Knocks it back. Joshan. Has Kalanja with him. Goes inside. Finds Challenger. Challenger finds Huggins. Huggins can cross. He does so well. Blocked.
So Spurs looking at a quick response. They've applied their afterburners again, and they've got St. Paul's defending. It was just confirmed that it was an own goal.
It was an own goal, yes.
It looked an awkward proposition for the goalkeeper. He didn't seem to expect it where it came from, and that's why I suspected it was such. Unfortunate, but these things happen. As I said, the conditions are ripe now for these type of mistakes. So let's see if Spurs can benefit from the same.
Heads go up from the corner as far as a shot coming in from Challenger, and that one is headed to the windows of Football House on Lozak Road.
He had a lot of time to do something with that ball. It's unfortunate that he skewed it so high. All he needed to do was to make the keeper do something. The conditions are wet. Make him play.
Typical left side build for St. Paul's. Clark. Liebert. Forward. Trying to find the other Clark. Kalanje. Jeffers comes across. Jeffers clears. But into touch.
Clark made a very good defensive play there. He put the pressure on when his winger didn't do any, was basically standing, jogging toward the defender, and forced the defender into an error.
Tajo Clark finds Nurse. Nurse goes back, then comes the big ball. Heads go up, trying to find Tajo. Again, the battle of the short men. Crawford gets in the mix, helps to clear it out to Challenger. Challenger back to Joshan. Joshan loses it. St. Paul settles. Jefferson, leader, Liebert. Combining. Over to Francis. Francis finds Petrus. Petrus trying to go to the middle, trying to go down the left flag, sorry. Sergio Clark is there. Miguel Crawford is there in attendance. Miguel Crawford is reading it. Jashan. Drag back turn. Goes on the inside. Find Jason. Jason up to nice fancy back all to Huggins. Huggins going blind, but the ball falling to Challenger. Challenger trying to nuts Petrus. Petrus didn't. Stood strongly. Here they come again. Freeman trying to get to Morris, but Jeffers is covering. Good covering on that occasion.
Yeah, they have to play him. They have to play him with two defenders on him at all times. Good clean up there from Jeffers. Shows the experience.
Here is Spurs trying to go down that left flank. Both teams proving the left side. Spurs still in charge from left to center. Jeffers losing out to Jackie Leader. Ball forward to Freeman. There's a race for it. Morris and Freeman. Freeman back to Kalange. Interception. Jason Jeffers finds his brother Jashawn. Loops it up. Sets it in. Finds Archibald. Archibald trying to get over with a looping pass. No, it doesn't work. Tajo Clark, the number 18 there for St. Paul's, knocking it away. And then trucking back to his defensive area. So we'll come in now.
Took the safe route. Long throw from Spurs now. Hodge clears it again out of touch. Game going a bit back and forth now, yeah? St. Paul's responding with a goal. Albeit it's an own goal, but it was a dangerous free kick.
Couldn't get any better than that, except for the one last night. Last night was a tremendous shot, an own goal.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
The
Spurs aren't giving up. They put the pressure on right away to try and get that goal ahead again.
Yep. Well, they have to win. It's like a must-win situation for them. Again, similar pattern. Petres clears. Spurs throw in.
Game slowed down a little bit for them, so they're taking advantage of these long throws.
Ball knocked away by Spurs. Goal kick to St. Paul's.
St. Paul's using their experience, and they are slowing the pace down where possible.
Goal kick. Basu says the ball went outside, even though Clark tried to save it and saved it in a dangerous position by giving it up to Jashawn.
I think it was a fortunate thing that it went out of touch. Had he been able to play the Spurs player back into the game.
Whistle goes again. Clark guilty of pushing the Spurs man to the ground. Basu looking to take control. Tahir Jefferson is in the mix. Challenger, same man who was fouled earlier. He was one who was thrown off the ball. As I said, he hails from St. Paul's. Two men, two brothers on the ball, 25-26, Jashawn and Jason Jeffers.
Yeah, both of these teams
Take
have
it, looping ball, heads go up. First ball, St. Paul's. Foul, says Basu.
Player just ran on his body, and the St. Paul's player was in position to head the ball, and someone ran below him and threw him off. Good call by the referee.
Long ball upfield. Heads go up.
Clark.
Spurs eventually win the head, but ball goes into touch. St. Paul's can progress upfield. They choose to go back first, then forward. Leibert. Dishes off to Petres. Petres go forward, knocking in there by Jefferson. But Valman Jeffers is reading the game. Whistle goes.
Well, he called offside, but it was the Spurs player that was it offside or foul? Because the Spurs had won the ball and they were actually progressing, and they were not in any real danger. They had possession of the ball, so I'm trying to figure out what was the rationale behind the call.
There's no way that the St. Paul's player could have been offside. It had to be a handball or a foul or something.
Unnecessary stoppage here from the linesman, but these things happen.
Tuck it. The man in it now, going long. On the right side. Meets Clark. Clark heads forward, but Crawford to Tuck it. Tuck is off his mark. Playing almost like a play. He's out his box. Goes big down the field. Finds Leibert. Leibert trying to go forward. Trying to make something of this. Fouled.
They had to do something, because if he was allowed to hit that goal, the keeper was well off his line, out of the 18-yard box even, and they were quite vulnerable. So again, a nice professional foul. Ensure that St. Paul's won't have the unnecessary advantage.
Coach just said, take a yellow card for that. Petres. Long left. Heads go up. Chomney. Then cleans up. First ball and second ball. Downfield. 1 against 2. Rashid gets there first, but Rashid gives it to Challenger. Challenger waits for help. Goes to the left. Takes on the man now. Skips the pass into Archibald. Archibald come on the inside. Taking away by the St. Paul's defense. And for safety, they knock it for a corner.
Sensible play, sensible play. Archibald had already beaten a defender, had one on the ground, and was progressing very positively toward goal. So the defender had to make a choice. Do I let my ball to run out of touch, or do I try and make a pass to the keeper to clear under pressure? So the sensible decision was made. He kicked it out of touch himself, allowed them to regroup and come and defend Spurs corner.
By my reckoning, they have 3 corners already. Flicked in, not dangerously.
Conditions
ball
paying
rolls
off
across
again.
the goal mouth. Picked up by Leibod, who was all the way back doing defensive duties. Leibod, one of the players who transferred from K-On. Normally on the bench, getting starting role tonight.
St. Paul's also has the luxury of making 1 or 2 changes, given the fact that they already secured a Super 6 place. But I'm certain that they still want the points from this game.
Oh yes, it's all about bragging rights. It's all about momentum, a winning momentum going into the 6th. It's all about oiling your machine, making sure that your players are more accustomed to each other. See, just one little tactical change they've done so far. We'll soon pick it up. They've switched their 7 and 11, their wingers, and so now they're playing inverted, or opposites as we would say.
It certainly made a difference in terms of the pace they're getting on the left-hand side. As you had noted earlier in the game, they usually tend to attack with that pace on the right-hand side, so they've been trying now to put a little more pace on the left.
A little midfield battle, trying to get possession. Eventually Spurs knocks it away. Throw-in, St. Paul's. Leibod, Nurse, Shielding, Nurse, giving it away. Jeffers, Challenger is onside, Challenger can get there, no. Jeffers is off his mark, Josh on. And this is dangerous. Jeffers hand the ball deliberately. As a goalkeeper, he was way off his mark. What will Basu do?
Well, it'll be interesting. He can get a handball. I don't see it. Yellow card.
Very lucky to get away with a yellow card. The crowd is getting all animated and boisterous, screaming that it should be a red card.
Well, it depends. If it was I'm not certain what the rules are in relation to the handball.
Deliberate handball?
I'll have to do a bit of research on that. But
yes, we have
at the same time, he was left with little choice. He had to make a decision, and if it is that it is a foul, and based on regulations it's supposed to be a red card, then he can consider himself fortunate. Otherwise, for a professional foul, a yellow card to me is sufficient, because given the play,
a number of things have gone through Basu's mind.
Yeah.
Maybe he was just reacting and not very deliberate. That's one thing that would have gone through his mind. I saw something different. Ball struck goalwards. Set piece. Chipped up to the far side. Heads go up. Spurs win the first ball. Spurs trying to go on the inside. Robbed by Nurse. Nurse kicks it on to the foot of a Spurs player. Goes into touch for a goal kick. That debate will continue. Was it deliberate? Was it not? Should it be a red card? Should it be a yellow card?
Well, I guess on the half we can ask a referee a question or two about how to proceed, because I'm certain there are players as well whom there now seems to be a discussion between the referee and the assistant coach.
It would appear that somebody on the bench is giving trouble. On the Spurs bench, most likely had to do with the claim for the red card for Mr. Jamal Jeffers.
It's not the head coach, which is a good start.
No, the head coach seems to be calm, cool, and collected. Most likely it's a player on the bench.
Unnecessary distraction as well. The game, had its ups and downs and the flows and ebbs, but
both the Spurs
there's no need to stop.
They're wondering what's going on.
The referee's in the process of disciplining someone on the bench.
Seems to be settled now. Basu has come back from his little meeting.
It's an unusual state of affairs without any sort of serious punishment.
Well, we cannot see. We did not pick up from here because the bench is below our vantage point. And so all we saw Basu putting back something in his pocket. So we don't know. We can ask our production team to verify if that player on the bench was given the card and who it was. There you go.
Hassani, he hasn't even on the field and he got himself a red card. As far as I'm aware, he's a defender.
Yes, and play has been held up because the rules would indicate that he has to leave the stadium, he has to go into the dressing room, and 2 matches being played tonight. The dressing rooms on the cricket side are the one that being used, so he makes his long walk back.
It's an absolute disgrace. It was such an unnecessary red card. No matter how you feel on the bench, you're on the bench. Yeah, your team has the momentum, so you don't really want to stop the play. No matter how you feel about the referee's decisions on the field, you are on the bench. Allow your coach and assistant coaches to make comments, if any. But to find yourself in a position now where you cannot in any way contribute to the team.
Unnecessary comments, I would add, because there's nothing, I've never seen it in my life. The comments from a coach or a player forces the referee to change his mind.
Thank you.
Clark, Petres, St. Paul's going forward. Crawford goes to the ground. Still, Archibald going to the left side. Overlapping Warner. Ball goes into touch. Meanwhile, Crawford is getting up gingerly, clutching the shin area. Testing the foot, a little limp.
Game has had a nice energy to it so far. Unfortunate with a little stoppage. It seemed. I hope it doesn't take too much steam out of Spurs' game because they've started the game really well on the front foot. A bit of fair play here now. St. Paul's giving the ball back over to Spurs to play.
Jeffers goes long. Down the left side. Archibald. A chop. Archibald. Making his way down. Get the pass off, but the man is in an offside position. I thought so.
He held it up a little bit, held on to the ball a little bit too long. Maybe one step over too many.
Yes,
but again, he's created a lot of danger on that left-hand side for Spurs. So you could forgive him an error or two.
That's where the penalty came from. Indeed, he was doing the same thing. But likewise, the player should have held his run just a little bit, realizing that he was still dribbling. Meanwhile, interpassing and some individual work from Jefferson. Frees Freeman down the left flank. Freeman has a bit of space. He goes back to Jefferson. Jefferson tries long to the right side. Who's there? Kalanje, left foot, shot over the crossbar.
A little bit too much on it, eh? But it was a good build-up play. And then Freeman was able to create enough space to allow the cross. But excellent play on the wing there for the number 11 Jefferson. He came out of a dangerous situation, outran his defenders, and nearly caused the goal. So good response again from Spurs.
From St. Paul.
From St. Paul.
Tuck it. Big goal kick in the center circle. Chumney, Francis, Freeman, Jefferson. Oh. Jeffers is cleaned up by Morris. Settled by Spurs. Chumney. Archibald. Muscled off the ball. Challenger. Knocks it into touch. Throwing to St. Paul's. Taken quickly. Kalanji. Trying to get on the right side. Interception. Morris throwing quickly. Kalanji. Crosses into the box. Chomney. Sacrificing everything to clear that one. Francis trying to clear. Only up to Jeffers. Jeffers. Tikai Huggins. Square. Finds Crawford. Crawford goes long. Interception, Peters. Joshan and Clark. Fighting away. Clark goes down. Strong, good tackle, clean.
Good clean tackle. Clark felt it, but he's back on his feet again too. So again, nice energy to the game.
They're shaking up a bit, Clark. Now taking the draw. Goes back. Leader. Clark. Nuts him to Jeffers. Clark gets away. Can cross. Goes easily into the arms of Tuckett.
Clark got his response, eh? Right back. Same level of intensity, he used it against him.
Spurs trying to penetrate on the same side. Petres taking no chances, taking no prisoners, knocking it away by some distance.
Defender's defender.
No.
A real defender's defender. But St. Paul's again establishing their dominance. Spurs was on the front foot for a little while after the goal. But St. Paul's always seems to gradually work their way back into it. So it's a pretty evenly matched contest so far. Chances going both ways. As I said, the discipline aspect of it, St. Paul's can consider themselves a little lucky. But as it is right now, we have two evenly matched teams so far for the first half. Let's see how they're able to finish, and then we'll see what the coaches do in terms of adjustments for the second
half. Well, it's getting close to that time now. By my unofficial watch, it's just about 45 minutes. But the referee has a different clock to me. Spurs gets a corner in the meanwhile. So it's just about a few minutes, I'm sure, left in this half. Right foot. Keeper goes up, takes it cleanly. Javelin throw out. Finds Kalanje. Kalanje to the inside of the field. Finds Leibert. Leibert goes forward. Trying to find Freeman. Freeman shields it, controls it. Back to Jackie Leader. He goes to the ground. He's fouled.
Yeah, he's been on his best behavior since. Wisely so. Now he's on the receiving end of a strong challenge.
Another yellow card for Spurs. There's 3 players. And now it seems to be a yellow card.
Yeah, he's been playing strong. He's been playing Zidane strong, but he's been trying to play, take command of the midfield, and partially successfully so far. Unfortunately, this time he's called for a yellow. It's very early, it's close to the end of the first half, so he has a whole half to play, 45 minutes to play, so he'll have to temper.
Chipped up. Morris clears. Lobbed over by Nurse. Kalanje. Kalanje favors his left foot. Has it now. Nurse gives him back. One is there. Kalanje gets around him. Kalanje goes across the box. And it misses everybody.
Good work. Good work. A lot of hard work he pulled on the line there. Got past every defender and put it across the close. But Taju Clark missed it. Simple tap in.
Spurs contriving to give away the ball to St. Paul's. St. Paul's throwing. Jefferson. Jefferson still trying to get forward. Clark gets in the mix. Joshan. Blocked. Then clears. One as far as Petres. Petres. Nurse. Clear on some Spurs. Whistle.
A lot of tackles going in and out.
The players make up. And so Spurs will get a free kick in these dying moments of the game. We've seen the fourth official put up the time already. Long ball. Down to challenger. Petrus takes over. Goes up to the center looking for Freeman. Freeman is freed. Freeman on his right foot. Freeman slides it back in, but clearance coming from Jeffers. Jeffers into Kalanje. Kalanje can go to his left foot. Kalanje goes to his right foot. Kalanje expects a second attempt. Blocked. Kalanje gets it back. Kalanje looking to cross. Blocked again. Corner.
St. Paul's turning it up here now in the last few minutes of the...
What a time to score.
Yeah,
if they can.
Yeah. Spurs can consider themselves lucky if they can get past this period of play here now without conceding, because St. Paul's really are piling it on them right at this point in time.
Here comes the corner. Left foot. Taking shot. Clark goes across the box. Into Nurse. Leibard over the crossbar.
Corner was offered.
Corner again, probably helped on. I think this is the fifth corner by all in for St. Paul's.
So, as I said, St. Paul seemingly having a field day now at this point in time. They're using the spot kicks and the dead balls to create some problems to Spurs.
Always. Then the whistle goes. Halftime, we go down to master control with the score on 1-1, then come back for a halftime show.
Coming up is the Premier League Live halftime show.
For the entire month of November, Smart Electronics is having the biggest sale on island. 3-in-1. Yes, 3 sales in 1 month. From the 1st to the 26th. And on the 27th is their massive store-wide Black Friday sale. And don't forget, on the 30th is Cyber Monday. You get to take advantage of all. And when I say all, I mean all gadgets and electronics store-wide. Included cell phones, tablets, smart TVs, laptops, refrigerators, washing machines, and much more. Don't you miss out on the biggest sale on island. 3-in-1 sale for the entire month of November. Terms and conditions apply. Smart Electronics, where to live a smart life.
SKNFA Interactive Voice Response System, a new 24-hour automated call-in service. Access it now at 465-2000 to report faults, receive bill balances, and for the first time ever, you can now make bill payments over the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Access it now by calling 465-2000.
It's the new and improved SK Newsline Android mobile app. With the SK Newsline app, you can watch your news reports, the SK Newsline newscast, sports, special features, and so much more. You can also send us a WhatsApp or call us directly. Go in the Google Play Store, search SK Newsline, and download the app today. The SK Newsline mobile app. News on the go. Football is back. And SK Newsline and the Voice of the Caribbean Radio are bringing live coverage with Premier League Live. Watch and listen to live football coverage on Saturdays at 7 p.m., Sundays at 6 p.m., and midweek games on Mondays or Fridays at 8 p.m. Games will be broadcast on SK Newsline and the SKNFA Facebook pages and Voice of the Caribbean Radio at voiceofthecaribbean.net. It's Premier League Live. Commentary, analysis, action. Never miss a game.
Strictly Sports is back! Strictly Sports is back! And better than ever! The website that brings you all kind of sports. No rumors, no nigga business, just sports. Log on to www.getstrictlysports.com. That's GETSTRICTLYSPORTS.com and get articles, features, videos, and photos. Local, regional, and international stories. And don't forget to check out our online sports store.
It is little right now, but in time it will get hugely.
And we have lots of room for you advertisers, and advertising is free right now. You heard me right, free. Just call 762-3134 for more information. This is good. This is good. If I miss the game, all I got to do is log on and everything right there. Strictly Sports is back.
Auto Plus Car Wash, located on the College Street Gut, Bastyr, St. Kitts. Bring your car to Auto Plus Car Wash to remove water stains, wiper marks. Get your doors, roof panel cleaned, seat floor mats, buffing, headlights, and engine wash. You get quality service at the best price at Auto Plus Car Wash. They really care for your car. Call 765-5140 or visit them on the College Street Gut, Bastyr, St. Kitts. Auto Plus Car Wash, where the service is number one. Football fans, get ready for football like never before. It's the inaugural Super 6 playoffs featuring the top 6 teams in the SKNFA Premier League doing battle for the Big Cup at the Warner Park Football Stadium starting November 24th. The Super 6 playoffs is the most lucrative sporting event in St. Kitts and Nevis, with the champions winning $50,000. Yes, you heard right. $50,000 for the champions, $500 for man of the match, and over $100,000 in prize money. Fan giveaways and prizes galore. It's the inaugural Super 6 playoffs starting November 24th. Get ready to rumble. KVK Enterprises at Boyd's Housing Development, Trinity Parish, St. Kitts. For all your t-shirt printing, banners and signs, promotional products, shipping, motivational speeches, computer classes, agro-processing, art and craft, and desktop publishing. Come to KVK Enterprises at Boyd's Housing Development, Trinity, St. Kitts. Telephone 661-0118 or 765-7270. Email drkhrystus@kvklives.com or visit www.kvklives.com. KVK Enterprises. This is the Premier League Live Halftime Show.
Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the halftime show. I have with me LaShawn Dixon, who has been in the back with a suitcase of notes on this the first half. 1-1 is the score. 1 Spurs, they scored first. St. Paul's 1. LaShawn, what do you make of that game so far?
Well, a very action-packed first half, I would say. Ghana Spurs going out to early lead through a penalty, I understand, and missed the goal. But they got the start they needed, considering what they're trying to achieve for the season. Then to go down, to concede to another own goal to a set piece. They'll be disappointed in that for the second week running. And I thought they played well after they conceded the goal up until we had the incident with the handball incident, and then a player being sent off the bench, which I thought was very disappointing. And I thought that took the sting out of the tail out of the Ghana Spurs. I think it was unfortunate that the incident came to cloud the player's judgment and resulted in him losing his place on the bench, and resulted in him losing his opportunity to participate in this game and give an impact from his team.
Yes, I wanted just to mention those two incidents. Let's stay with the first one first, because Hassani Fleming is normally a starter. He's now probably playing cover for Valmont and the young Morris. Now on the bench, the incident had to do with whether or not the goalkeeper should get a red card, and the fourth official is the one who picked it up. Is this another case of indiscipline from these younger players?
Definitely. At the end of the day, the referee decision is final. Whether you agree with it or you don't agree with it, when the decision is made, just respect it and then you move on. Because it's not as if the opportunity has gone where they cannot come back and win this game. They have another 45 minutes to get something out of this game. So I think the player should have use better judgment and not risk his participation in this game by getting a red card and not even be on the field. So I think it's a very strange choice of action by Mr. Fleming.
And more so, he may be needed for the rest. In fact, it looked like he's out for the rest of the season.
Yes,
definitely. Season, that is.
yes, and he may be the rest of the season if they don't get something from the next few games. Their future in the season, their season hangs in the balance. With Old Road winning tonight and St. Peter's winning earlier and Newtown breathing down their neck, their season hangs in the balance. So it's quite unfortunate that he would lose his temper, lose it in a way that he has to be set from the bench. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing with the referee's call, but there's some respect that had to be shown to the authority.
Oh yes, and Basso came over irate as the fourth official called him. He said, just show me who it is. Yes. And eventually we saw the player walking away. Yes. But what was he arguing for? The goalkeeper came out, made the play went back to a Spurs player. He struck it with some force towards the goal, and it appears to me that he deliberately handled the ball. But if you go to the laws, as I pull it up now, it can come either under law 12 or law 3. Yes. And the resulting thing is a direct free kick. So it is for the referee now to determine when it was deliberate to prevent a goal scoring opportunity or it's just a matter of reaction. What do you think, Basu? What's your Basu's mind?
I think it should have been a direct free kick and probably a yellow card. But the referee saw it differently, and at the end of the day, the referee's decision, the referee's opinion is what matters. And we can all disagree with it. We can all not necessarily want to be a part of it, but at the end of the day, the referee's opinion is what matters. He's given the authority to control the game, to run the game, and that is what is important. That's the respect it warrants. I
certainly wish that your words would resonate to the young players around, because they seem to be. And when you argue, make sure you know the rules, because based on what you said, it seems as if Basu is right. Yes. If he determined the player just incidentally handled the ball, a direct free kick and a yellow card, yes, that's exactly what he did. So the question is, what are you arguing for? Enough argument and enough disrespect to earn yourself a red card, a direct red card. No further part in the rest of the regular season. So unfortunate. We had a game earlier too, and I think it went according to how we predicted things to go. Yes. Sadler's versus OR. Tell us a little bit more.
Well, from my understanding, Old Road had a dominant victory over Sadlers, a 6-1 victory over Sadlers. It was what the doctor ordered for them. It was not only the 3 points that was important, but a few goals and that to improve their goal difference. As it looks like it's going to come down tight between a few teams in the table. So that's what Olo needed, and they delivered on that.
Well, they are now on 30 points, yep, joint with Spurs.
Yes.
Well, if this game remains this way, Spurs will go on 31. Yes. If Spurs can win, they go to 33. Yep. If Spurs loses, the flat thickens.
Yes, it gets a lot more difficult. That means they would have to win their final 2 games, and they're difficult games. They play against Kean, who will be looking for momentum going into the playoffs, and they played against Old Road, who is rivaling them for one of the final spots.
That is going to be a delicious matchup.
So a win is definitely necessary for Old Road this evening.
Yeah. Well, we want to tell you now that the female competition continued this week. The female competition is normally played on Thursdays and on Sundays. The youth competition played on Saturday at Keon. We don't have any results for you, but we can tell you that a very strange incident happened in the female competition. Village females went over to Nevis, and by the end of the first half, it was 10 goals to nil. The Bass team surrendered. They did not show up for the second half. Over in Kayan took care of business on their home turf, and they defeated the national under 15 girls 2 goals to 1. So they have some female competition results. We go back to master control and bring you more action, more live action in the second half. St. Paul's 1, Village 1. We shall continue.
This is the Premier League Live halftime show.
The entire month of November, Smart Electronics is having the biggest sale on island. 3-in-1. Yes, 3 sales in 1 month. From the 1st to the 26th. And on the 27th is their massive store-wide Black Friday sale. And don't forget, on the 30th is Cyber Monday. You get to take advantage of all. And when I say all, I mean all gadgets and electronics store-wide. Including cell phones, tablets, smart TVs, laptops, refrigerators, washing machines, and much more. Don't you miss out on the biggest sale on island. 3-in-1 sale for the entire month of November. Terms and conditions apply. Smart Electronics, where to live a smart life.
Skillex Interactive Voice Response System, a new 24-hour automated call-in service. Access it now at 465-2000 to report faults, receive bill balances, and for the first time ever, you can now make bill payments over the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Access it now by calling 465-2000.
It's the new and improved SK Newsline Android mobile app. With the SK Newsline app, you can watch your news reports, the SK Newsline newscast, sports, special features, and so much more. You can also send us a WhatsApp or call us directly. Go in the Google Play Store, search SK Newsline, and download the app today. The SK Newsline mobile app. News on the go. Football is back, and SK Newsline and the Voice of the Caribbean Radio are bringing live coverage with Premier League Live. Watch and listen to live football coverage on Saturdays at 7 p.m., Sundays at 6 p.m., and midweek games on Mondays or Fridays at 8 p.m. Games will be broadcast on SK Newsline and the SKNFA Facebook pages, and Voice of the Caribbean Radio at voiceofthecaribbean.net. It's Premier League Live. Commentary, analysis, action. Never miss a game.
We're back with the second half. We're just about 1 minute in. 1 minute and seconds. St. Paul's, unlike the first half, took the early play to Spurs, and they earned themselves a free kick. Again, right side. We see the left footer coming over to take that ball, and we're going to see a similar pattern of chipped up to the near post. Freeman coming at it for the first ball, and other guys crashing for the second ball.
Yeah,
let's see if they will make me a profit.
They have brighter.
Here they come. Go straight this time. In the back of the net, Petrus Williams. Surprising tuck it, and I spoke about a wet field. That one pitched and took it, although he thought he had it covered. The ball went through his arms.
Well, it was. I can't say anything else other than it was not the best piece of goalkeeping. He should have gone at the ball. He should have gone at the ball a little bit firmer. He touched the ground actually before the ball reached to him, and instead of trying to beat it out of play, he tried to catch it, and I think that's what cost him what was a very soft goal. There was a free kick on target, yes, but it was something that he should have, as an experienced goalkeeper, kept out, and he kind of let himself and the team down to be going into the second half down a goal within the first 2 minutes of the game.
just what the doctors, the coaches would order. Put it on target. Anything can happen. And in this case, just what we warned about. A moist field. The ball pitched it. He dropped once, but here they come again. The only right flank. Jefferson goes back. Robbed by Omar. Clearance by Warner. A little battle here between Tikai Huggins joining the fray, along with Challenger.
St. Paul certainly started the better of the two teams thus far in the first half. Spurs have come out a little bit slower than they did in their first opening 45. So they are now trying to create the first real attack of the first half, and they're down a goal, which
good
is
cross, good
not
change
a good
ball, but
position to be in.
the player on the far side, they just are losing out and tripping Kalanji.
I hope Spurs haven't gassed out already in the game, because it seems as if they've started the slow of the two teams, giving away cheap fouls and they're not really in as much control as they were within the first 45 minutes. So hopefully it's just a little lapse in concentration and they can get themselves back where they were on the front foot.
Here is St. Paul's trying to probe downfield. Spurs breaking it up, coming for themselves. They go across the field into the center circle now. The man Archibald, the goal scorer for Spurs, trying to get between two players. Being pushed away. Two players go to the ground. The whistle goes, pointing in the direction for Spurs.
There's a collision between the two
arguing.
players. I hope no one's seriously injured.
Archibald and Francis, the flag is down.
Both of them kept going, even though the ball was going out of play. Both of them went really hard at trying to create something out of it. And thankfully both are now back up on their feet.
There's a foul on the St. Paul's player. So it will be a free kick just on the corner mark.
A corner.
Or is a corner?
It's a corner.
Let's check one for a corner. A little lull in play as Warner waits to take the free kick. He'll take it to his right foot. Right-footed Warner. When we looked up things, they look like he's stealing just about 3 inches from the corner ball. Chipped up, heads go up. St. Paul's heading away. Only so as Morris. Morris straight to find Warner again. Warner controls. Warner goes on the left flank. Finds Archibald. Archibald has 2 men in attendance. Back to Warner. Warner slides into Tikai Huggins. Tikai slides it in. Clearance from Danwai.
I'm not certain who he was trying to find there. He should have just taken a shot on goal one time.
Chipped over to Tikai Huggins. Francis once again fouling. A little bit of argument coming from Rashid and the other defenders. Basu takes control, making his spaces now, and pulls the players back to the required distance, 10 yards.
Spurs enjoying the type of period at St. Paul's was shortly after they had conceded 1-0. A lot of spot kicks in and around the goal where anything can happen. So hopefully Spurs can capitalize for their sakes on these calls.
Basu sets his field. Now he's ready. One is ready. Chips it up. Headed. St. Paul's. No, Spurs won the head, but he didn't get it on target. Goal kick to St. Paul's.
Enterprising from the striker or the attacking player at the point in time. He tried to glance it, but it got a little bit too much head on it, and the ball floated over the bar.
Here's Petres going long downfield. Morris, the man in front of Freeman, wins it, gives it to Warner. Warner donates it to Spurs, to St. Paul's. Two players collide. Basu gives his ruling, comes over now to indicate.
Yeah,
Ball's going for their first change, a defensive one. Taking out Rashid Hodge. And it looks like Omar Fifield, the number 4 player, will come in.
Hodge was limping for a bit.
Mali Fifield.
Noticeably. So it's not a surprise to see him coming off, because I've been noticing him laboring, and now we have his replacement Fifield, who slots right back into the same position.
Yeah. He goes into the number 3 position. Centre back, close to the right back. Throwing to Freeman. Freeman trying to back his way in the box. Freeman, this is his strong point. No takes over. Jefferson shoots. Ricochet. Still fighting for it. Jefferson gets there first and puts the ball into touch for a goal kick.
There's a lot of energy in goal, in front of goal for St. Paul's. The number 11 is proven to be a nuisance for the Spurs defense so far, battling for every ball.
Typical St. Paul's. They are a battling team. They come at you for 90 minutes plus 1. Here they are coming again, but this time broken up by Spurs. They're not able to get the ball into touch. Under pressure just now. Then they go forward.
Spurs are certainly missing the fluency. They're certainly missing this fluency they had in the first half in the attacking play. They're missing the intensity as well. And it'll be interesting to see if they're able to turn it on over the next few remaining minutes of the game.
They need to. They're down 2 goals to 1. And I said to you earlier, with the kind of pace that they had, it'll be interesting to see a team keep up that pace, that intensity for 90 minutes. But here comes St. Paul's trying to probe on the right side. Archibald trying to get one leader. Leader wins it. Archibald comes back, knocks it away.
Leader just playing a commonsensical way. He allowed him to try and dribble past him and nip the ball away. And Archibald fought back.
St. Paul's a very hard team to score on when they go up, you know. They tend to keep a defensive line, and their players don't really tend to go forward much. Danwai Leibert send it forward for Jefferson, that same man who's battling away down the right side. Acknowledges the pass, but just couldn't get onto it. Spurs will have a throw-in. Warner grabs the ball now. Looking for someone. Big throw upfield. Head by Archibald. Knocked away, but Spurs wins it back. Then they try to go down the left flank to challenger. Ball goes into touch.
You notice any difference in play between Fifield and the recently replaced Hodge? Fifield tends to be a bit more enterprising, pushing higher, while Hodge usually would stay back and do the cleanup. So maybe that's a positional and a tactical change as well made by the coach. I'm not certain.
Here comes Spurs winning the ball. Chumney going towards the goal, slips in the process. Jamal Jeffers has no problem. He just watches it go past his right upright. Then strolls over to retrieve the ball.
Just gave himself a little too much to do.
And oh my, how he's hustling to get the ball back into play. Goes over to the left side, finds Petrez Williams, the scorer of the second goal. He goes long, down the left flank, Freeman. Trying to control, no, he's trying to knock it onto the left side. Crawford intercepts, Spurs clears. Headed, strong header coming from Petrez down to Freeman. Freeman down the left flank. Freeman goes back, finds Kalanja. Kalanja goes into the box. Number of players waiting for it, can't get onto it. Nurse wins it. Nurse goes back to Clark. Clark comes in the inside, trying to find Freeman. Ball looped up, find Leibert trying to find Freeman. No, it's Spurs. Over to Francis. Francis back to the man Jeffers. Cuffs it. Then goes long downfield. High looping ball. 70, 80 yards down. Here they come. St. Paul's in the middle of the field. Middle to the right. Jefferson. Missing but can retrieve. Willie Cross. Comes to his left foot. Then the cross is into the box. Head go up. Crawford winning it this time. Ball goes into touch for a corner to St. Paul's.
St. Paul's pounding away again at the right side. Creating opportunities, which doesn't augur well for Spurs because they need to be playing more in the St. Paul's half if they're looking to equalize. But St. Paul's have been steadily gaining dominance.
Short corner, played in. Clearance from Spurs. Huggins, challenger. Back to Jeffers. Jeffers chips it to the left side. Challenger. Clearance, strong clearance coming from Francis. Basu wants play to stop as we see a substitution coming from Spurs. Chumney will make way.
Two substitutions, double substitutions from Spurs.
They're going for a more attacking player in Dajal Kelly. We also saw Jashawn coming off as well. Jashawn Jeffers. Throwing to Freeman. Freeman cradles, then turns, goes to the ground, begging a free kick. Gets it too.
St. Paul steadily growing again into the game. Spurs made a quick double change. They're beginning to lose a bit of steam. So hopefully it's to refresh the midfield especially.
Austin Lewis and Dajal Kelly. They're thinking all attack. Here they come. Ball looped in. Tuck it. Handles this one easily. Overarm throw. Out to Challenger. Challenger on the right side. All alone. Now they close on him. Trying to twist the player. Gets the ball through. Kelly goes down. Basu is not impressed. Archibald goes down. Again Archibald goes down. It was. Basu was just 10 yards away. Saw the play. And did not make the call. Still they come forward. Spurs. Coming across the backsman Lewis. Tikai. Slides it through to Jajal. Jajal can shoot. Jajal can cross. St. Paul's clears. Only saw Tikai. Tikai still in the box. Tikai muscled off the ball by Fifield. Fifield gives it to Leibord. Leibord goes forward. Finds Jackie Leader. Leader goes to the right side. Trying to find Freeman. No, says young Morris. Up to Dajal. Dajal is taking on Jefferson. Dajal goes to the right side. Nice looping ball, change of direction. Finding Challenger. Challenger is onside. Challenger turns back. Trying to twist the man in the wrong direction. It doesn't work. A fight for it, a battle for it. Spurs settles on it. Spurs go to Tikai. Tikai has a shot. Easy save for Jamal Jeffers. Then comes the big ball. 1 against 2. It's Freeman against 2. He's accustomed to these things, but on this occasion, couldn't get control. Ball goes into touch.
St. Paul's has a player down on the field. It was a pretty intense session of play.
So they picked up a bit.
Yeah, end to end. Quite enjoyable. Both teams created opportunities that they weren't able to capitalize on. Spurs seem to have found a little bit more energy now that they've made their substitutions. And it seems as if St. Paul's will make their second substitution at this
Looks
point
like
in time
Malik
as well
Clark
now.
getting ready to come in.
Coming off.
Kalanje Clark. One Clark replaces another Clark.
Both teams seem to have pairs of brothers on them. St. Paul's actually has more than one. But these are all community-based teams, so you would tend to find that their relatives growing up playing football together and then graduated into the senior team.
They're also taking on the man who went down just now, Jackie Leader. For Darren Challenger, Jello we call him.
So 3 quick substitutions from St. Paul's, 2 quick ones from Spurs. Obviously the manager is making some tactical decisions, trying to get a result out of this game. In the case of Spurs, they have to fight their way back. In the case of St. Paul's, they have to try and hold on to the position that they have now.
Well, yes, it looks as if they, well, the coaches we call them, like we call managers in second circles, but it looks as if they're trying to respond because Spurs put in 2 attacking players and St. Paul's freshened up the defensive midfield in Darren Challenger. Here's the freshman, the substitute, Darren Challenger. Foul, says Basso, before Spurs could launch an attack. Again, he goes over to lecture. Aiden Nurse is the one who fouls, clutching at his shin area. Walks away now. Challenger takes it, goes downfield, directly to Crawford. Crawford, Jeffers, Huggins, back to Crawford. Long ball upfield, picked off easily. Then Lewis takes over. Lewis goes square to Stingman Archibald. Archibald tries to slide Dajal in. Jamal comes up, clears and is fouled. Punches away. Could have been dangerous, but in those occasions, the keeper has the advantage with the ball in the air.
It seemed as if the player received a knee from the keeper, who went up while he was trying to knock the ball away. But as you said, the keeper is the most protected player on the field, and the player ran below him, and he has, as such, he conceded a foul in the process. I also would have clarified it with one of our refereeing colleagues about the first half handball incident, and he would have indicated that it was not of the level of a direct goal scoring chance, but it would have been the create an opportunity for a shot, and therefore it was downgraded from a red card to a yellow card.
Yes, I also referred to my Google account. It's unfortunate that it looks like Dajal Kelly may have to go off.
Yeah, it was again. It's some sort of head.
He hasn't moved.
Collision.
He got the worst
he
from.
He shook up from the time he got. Oh, he's actually indicating that it is his
midriff,
torso,
midriff. Yes.
But the keeper did go in strong. He wasn't going to lose possession of that ball, and he wasn't going to concede.
So while I attend to him, I was saying that I referred to my laws, and Law 12 referred me to Law 3, a direct quick and a yellow card. And we discussed it at the half time, and so Basso seemed to be in the right. Also, it was a very thin line to determine whether he deliberately handed the ball or in his reaction to try to get back to the goal, his hand collided with the ball. But there was no reason for Mr. Hassani to display such disrespect to the referee to earn himself a red card on that play.
Agreed. So he has actually found himself off the field and out of the team. And
a direct red normally brings two missed matches. You have to miss 2 matches.
One instant red card.
And so he's done for the rest of the regular season.
Well, hopefully he will learn from this and at the very least conduct himself a little better going forward.
Unfortunate for Mr. Kelly, as we've seen on the screen now.
Seemed to be a heavier collision.
Off.
Yeah, heavier collision than we anticipated. Some bruising must have taken place. Hopefully nothing more serious than that, but he's unable to continue as is. And he obviously seems quite distraught at this point in time because he's in a lot of pain. Barely played 5 minutes, yeah?
Maybe less than that. Francis trying to get on the right side, urging on his players, urging on Malik Clark. The man Malik Clark is the one who normally works in combination with Freeman. Most of his goals come assists from Freeman. Let's see what happens tonight. Muscled off the ball. Joshan, tracked by Leibert. Leibert trying to win it. No, Joshan remains strong. Crawford winning a free throw in. Lewis. Crawford trying to go long. Petras intercepts. Challenger. Liebert trying to find Nurse. Crawford getting to two players. Goes up to Challenger. Challenger has one to beat. Passes to Lewis. Lewis goes back to Tikar Huggins. Huggins fakes the park left, then goes right. Archibald finds two men there. Player tackles the ball away.
Coming up on Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Clark.
Right here.
Clark knocked the ball out of touch with a strong tackle.
Throwing. Archibald trying to cross. Gets it up to Warner. Dajal Kelly is back. Now he's taking on and then shooting at the far post. Number of players are there. Collision. Then clearance. St. Paul safe for the moment.
Spurs has come. They had a little breakage in play a few minutes ago with the injury, and Spurs have come out of that a lot stronger.
Kelly again trying a similar play, but this time Jamal Jeffers is alone to collect it. Challenger. Giving it to Jefferson. Jefferson lost it, then won it. Back to Challenger. Challenger trying to loop it forward. Too far, too hard. Overrated pass. Tuck it. Takes it. And punts it big into the center circle. Players converge. St. Paul's win it. Young Morris nods away. Nods the long ball. Forward. Spurs clears it to the left side. Runs out of space.
St. Paul's looking for Freeman again. They have sort of regained a little bit of control again over the midfield, and they've actually started to make some headways into the Spurs half of the field. One quick thing I noticed was Francis is being a lot more vocal now that Hodge is off the field on the right hand side of this defense for St. Paul's.
Shot on goal.
Chastising the number 17 winger and indicating to him which positions he needs him to play. So Francis obviously is intent on preserving this lead.
Spurs trying to make a run forward. St. Paul's defense is intact. They clear now. Liebert, big ball down the right flank. Malik Clark controls. Crosses Malik Clark. Just across the goal mouth. Tuck it, speeds after it. Gets it. Knocks it out to Archibald. Archibald goes back to Crawford. Jeffers cover. Liebert knocks it away. Spurs. Challenger. Trying to go forward. Player goes to the ground. That's Archibald making his way down the right flank. Archibald turns back. Help in the form of Tikar Huggins. Huggins, Challenger. Challenger shoots at goal. Jamal parries it and then collects it. Drop kick, downfield. Morris.
He had to make that clearance again. Jeffers looking for Freeman. Haven't beaten the entire midfield. So good clearance. That number 30 for Spurs. He has been a thorn in Freeman's side all night.
That's young Morris. He plays in front and Jeffers just behind. The two of them keeping Freeman at bay. Number 29 is elusive so far. Francis. Errant pass. Spurs has a throw.
As I said, Francis very
Warner
vocal.
takes it. Lewis. Robbed. Liebert. Trying to clear. Blocked. Spurs knocks it away.
Spurs throw. Game is ebbed out a little bit. Both teams sort of maintaining a steady pace.
Clearance Libert as far as Warner. Warner into the center forward channel. No one there but Petres. Clears. Freeman cradles. Freeman has 3 men around him. That's the attention they're giving to him. They eventually win it and clear it. Crawford comes away with it. Crawford slides it up. Straight ball.
Good defensive work from Freeman there. He lost the ball over on the right hand side of the field in an attacking position and ran to a left back position to help protect the counter attack.
Jeffers in the box. Clearance to Petres. First ball, then second ball. Nurse has it now. Goes to the left side. Finds Freeman. Freeman gives it away. Morris into Jeffers. Jashawn. Little touch pass to Crawford. Crawford. Archibald. Lewis. Spurs enjoying some passing. About 3, 4, 5 passes connected so far. That's about number 6. Jeffers looking for support. Asking for someone to come to help him. Slides it through. Losing out. Challenger. Nurse and Libert combining. Tikai Huggins. Good defensive work. Takes it from them. Valmont Jeffers. Up forward. Trying to find number 25. That's Jeffers. Comes on the inside. Knocks it across. A deflection. Nurse picks it up. Challenger. Clark. Jefferson goes long this time. Who's there? 2 against 1. The famous 2 against 1. A shot across goal. Firm shot. This time Tuckett takes it on a second attempt. Here they come again. St. Paul's. Huggins. Kelly. Kelly. Losing out. Clark comes forward. Clark trying to take on Warner. Warner is not having it. Warner takes over, give it to Morris. The clearance still in St. Paul's favor. Nurse. Challenger. Challenger. Jefferson. Jefferson, long looping ball. Just over the crossbar.
Nice interplay. Again, a nice long session of football. No stoppages. Spurs passing seemed to have come back into it. And St. Paul's strategy of finding Freeman nearly got them a goal just now, because Freeman was able to get his first real shot on target there earlier. So good interchange between the two teams. Very good session of play.
Here is Challenger battling around on the left side. Beat 1, beat 2. 2 men are in attendance. He gets around him, he crosses, but clearance from the St. Paul's defense that remained intact, remain in line. Now Challenger comes away with it. Challenger sends it down to Freeman. Clearance from Valmont. Man and ball. Players daps each other in a friendly banter.
That's sportsmanship. That's what I like to see. Good strong plays. Get up, shake hands, move again. It's not that you've lost your desire, but you're not willing to sacrifice fair play in the process. Good defensive play.
Here's St. Paul's. They're going to add to the lead. Chips it into the box. Freeman, this could be dangerous. Freeman turns to his left side. Then goes across the box. Ball deflected. Corner. St. Paul's.
Freeman coming more and more into the game as it wears on. And he's getting more and more opportunities in and around goal. So Spurs need to be wary of this. And even though their defenders might be tiring because they are working hard against him all game long, they can't afford to give him too much space. Otherwise, he will cost them. He will cost them.
I see a problem developing. Just about 15 minutes to go. I don't know if it will manifest itself. Because whenever Freeman picks up the ball, whether it's in the inside forward channel, both centre back goes at him. Here comes the corner. Heads go up. Clearance from Spurs. Not far. Only to Jello. And Jello likes to shoot. Jello fakes the shot. Goes to the left side. Ball falls favorable for Jefferson. Makes a mess of it. Gives it back to Spurs. Ball won back by St. Paul's. Malik Clark. Crosses. Headed by Freeman. Not much purchase on that one.
No. he would consider that one a lost opportunity because he was at least a foot above the nearest defender, and he needed to just get the ball on target. He had enough pace and everything on it, but it just went in.
You see Clark intercepting, St. Paul's taking over again. Nurse. Freeman trying to get through the two. They conversion him, wins the ball. Spurs. That's a combination of Morris and Jeffers. Then they break. Good counter this time. Down the right flank. Now the cross. Austin Lewis controls. Austin Lewis turns. Trying to get a shot. He has company. He goes to the left side. Dajal trying to fake the man. Dodson now shoots and just goes over the crossbar.
Since he's come on, he's been trying a lot. Suffered a little injury scare there earlier, and since he's come back on, he's been putting in a full shift. So it does say that he hasn't given up and he's looking to push on. Now we have an injury here with the St. Paul's player.
Tahir Jefferson is down.
We have the referee immediately called for the cart.
Yep.
So
and Spurs is looking to make a substitution. They're taking off Tikar Huggins. They're bringing in number 33.
There is some contemplation over the player. I'm uncertain as to what. My question is, Al, what would prompt the referee to call the... What would prompt the referee to call the emergency medical personnel unless it was some type of suspected serious injury? It's seemingly a waste of time and energy to have referees, these medical teams coming on. Game is resumed. We have a little battle there between McSheen, new player that just came on, and Clark.
That's McSheen, number 33. But here comes St. Paul's going forward with Freeman. Has his partner with him, Malik Clark. Ball knocked away by McSheen.
McSheen has come in and immediately made a nuisance of himself in the St. Paul's team.
Well, immediately he was called to action because St. Paul's was pouring on the right side, trying to get in that cross. He fell back in defensive posture, knocked the ball away. But here comes St. Paul's. They never give up. Fifield, getting on the same McSheen. Jeffers comes over to help. Sorry, that's Francis. Francis gets a chance to cross. It's high, it's looping. Tuckett takes it cleanly. Well, the plot thickens for the Spurs team. They have 10 minutes in order to get 2 goals. Or else.
It makes the trip to the attempt to get into the top 6 a little more difficult.
As I would say, a steep wet hill, and here comes St. Paul's. Nurse in the back of the net. 3-1. You can say it's over for them now. Good interplay this time, through the middle, and Nurse.
Good play by Nurse, good build-up.
A man who can kick with both feet. Slammed it.
Quick transition from defense in the midfield into attack, and 1-2, and Nurse finished with a plum. Keeper had no chance. He was left between an on-rushing ball from Nurse, which was hit with good pace, and an open goal for which he couldn't defend the entire thing. So Spurs match has just become even more difficult, and now we have 2 further changes by St. Paul's. Now having gone up 2 goals, they're now going to ring in the changes to get some fresh legs into the team. Number 11 coming off, Jefferson. He really worked hard. It seems also as if number 8 is coming off as well. So St. Paul's obviously now looking at preserving their lead and will try to play out the time and avoid conceding any. While Spurs now have to try and do what is going to be a very difficult task of trying to score 2+ goals in the last few minutes of this game.
A draw wouldn't do them any good. They certainly would need at least 3 goals. Don't want to wait them off it, but that hill just got slipperier and steeper. Akimbo Lawrence, another possible goal scorer, sends it into Freeman. Again, Freeman tries the return pass. It doesn't work this time. Spurs coming forward. Up to Warner. It looked like Warner took a more attacking position since McShane came on the field. McShane has gone to the number 5 position, it looks like. Now he's overlapping.
The Spurs need goals now, so defending not going to help them a lot.
They're trying, but clearance, St. Paul's remains strong. Here they come again with the goals. Their lone goes to Archibald. Archibald drops it off to Jeffers. Jeffers comes across the field, finds Kelly. Kelly slides over. Akimbo Lawrence picks it up. Akimbo Lawrence fakes, then crosses.
Out is number 11, Tahir Jefferson. In was number 13, prison leader.
Nurse.
Nurse has grown into this game more and more, and as such has been rewarded with a good goal. But now St. Paul's are really in control of
The
this.
freshman, Lewis, comes on the right side. He goes to the ground. The flag wiggles, and so it's a foul.
St. Paul's are now getting a lot more comfortable on the ball. I think they feel a little bit more confident now, having been up 2 goals, and they're trying to secure their 2-goal cushion. So they're not going to try and do much. The more stoppages, better for them. Spurs need to find that little extra energy now, that little extra turbo.
Here comes the man.
They can make a competition out of this in the last few minutes.
Here comes the man, the set piece specialist. Scored one of them. Chips it up. Heads go up. Again, a goal on the near post.
Again, a deflection. I'm not certain if it came off of a St. Paul's player or a Spurs player, but twice, if it is an own goal, it's twice for the night that the defensive setup has let down the goalkeeper in the Spurs goal, where for some reason or the other, instead of heading away from goal, they're heading their balls toward the goal. Oh, Aiden Nurse, from what we await the official announcement. But either way, these balls should be better handled inside the box by both defenders and goalkeepers. And it seemed a very soft goal to concede at this stage of the game. And I think it's a sign that Spurs have thrown in the towel and will have to look toward the remaining 2 fixtures to try and get into the final 6.
And those 2 fixtures are not easy fixtures. Next weekend is Keon, and their final match is OR. OR will look like they were on the up and up.
St. Paul's, on the other hand, will be glad for the confidence booster. Oh, great shot on goal. Well saved by Nurse. St. Paul's, on the other hand, would also be happy for the confidence booster going into the FA Cup final against St. Peter's on Wednesday. They were able to get some fresh legs out there. They were able to do some refreshing of the squad and still maintain their dominance. So momentum is with them at this point in time.
Spurs, can they salvage anything from this? They chip it forward. On the far side comes McShane. Left-footed cross coming in. Chipped up on the far post. No one can get to it really. Finally, challenger. Warner trying to get it into the box. Clearance from St. Paul's. But tell me about that shot. That last shot that Jeffers was forced to save. It looked as if it swerved. It was going one way, then going the next. But here comes Spurs again. They're onside. Warner gets it off the body of the St. Paul's defender. Clark, it looks like. And so they have a corner. But at 4-1, with just about, let me see now. I think it's 3 minutes left. Looping up, heads go up. Easy ball for Jamal Jeffers. Big ball downfield. Doesn't find anyone in particular, but Crawford gives it to Warner. Warner tries to cross, blocked. Warner gets it back. Goes on the inside. St. Paul's coming away with it. They go to the ground. Basso eventually stops it.
Another foul conceded by Spurs on Challenger. Lots of scrapping for the ball at this stage. You mentioned the shot. It was a very good shot. He had a time and space, and it seemingly moved in the air. Jeffers had to contort his body to keep it out, and he was only able to parry it down and try and move from there. We have players slipping on the field now for one reason or the other. But yeah, it was a very good shot and a very good save by Jeffers, whom, having conceded the first goal, has looked every bit of a shot stopper since.
Here comes Maxine. Fancy footwork, good technical ability on that occasion. Crossing in the danger area, the 60-yard box. But Petres is patrolling in there. The man Maxine, seeing all his efforts just knocked away for a corner. Looks as if he will take it himself.
And in all fairness to Jeffers, he could have had a clean sheet had he been able to keep out that penalty that he had got in his hands.
Yep. In search of goal number 2. Looped up, volley, blocked. Stingman, shot, blocked away. A fight, Morris wins it. Jashawn, over to Archibald, Archibald to the far side. This man is onside. That's Warner, Warner chips it to the far post. There's no one there. Ball rolls. In fact, the ball is still in play. Surprisingly, Maxine picks it up, Maxine puts it back in the box. High looping ball. Players converge, a lob ball monitored by the man Jamal Jeffers as it goes past the upright.
Spurs pouring bodies forward. Little too late, but they're definitely making an effort to try and get a second.
He called Malik, he gave it to Malik. Malik took it, sped downfield until he met Mr. Morris, who cleared.
St. Paul trying to catch him on the counter, but were thwarted. Linesman signals 4-minute stoppage time. Need a goal a minute here for Spurs to get back into this or to get a result out of this. But in fairness to them, they did compete for about 80 minutes. And I think had they not conceded that early goal in the second half, off of what I thought was a very tame free kick, they would have had a better shot at this.
Well, similarly, I think the first one was also attributed to Perez, who struck the free kick. And it seems as if whoever went forward kind of blocked the goalkeeper's view. And here they come again. That man is Freeman. He's come back to the left as he chips over to the far post. Heads go up. Player fouled. Crawford fouled.
The thing is that the first goal, it was a deflection, so I can't honestly blame him for what was an unfortunate deflection. The ball was skidding over the field and it came off of a defender's head into the back of the net. The second one was a bit easier, and I thought he should have played it a little bit stronger, and his team would have had a better chance had he been able to keep that one out. But St. Paul's still are not relenting. They are saying to themselves, they are not giving up.
Kimber Lawrence, not relenting indeed. Across the goal, oh, arriving too late. Nurse, still not out of the woods. Still not yet out of the woods. They can't get across on the left side. Challenger, touches, cross, shots, block. Challenger, batting away, knocks Mr. Archibald out of the air. Archibald went down heavily. He's down, holding his head. Basso comes over, writhing and rolling in pain nonetheless. Let's hope he's going to get up. Challenger is down on one knee, and Basso is asking for some attention.
Both are in need of some type of medical attention, but it seems as if Archibald has come out the worst of it. I hope it's not any serious injury.
Well, he's holding his head. And I think when he fell down, yep.
Stage of the
correct
game.
When he fell down, his body more or less struck his head as well. But fortunately, I think his body, his torso took much of the force, and the head simply went and touched the ground with a bit of force.
Up. He's on his feet, but Archibald is still writhing in pain on the ground. But he's up now again. Hopefully that's. I see Jeffers remonstrating to himself, probably running the game through his mind, wondering where it went wrong. Series of unfortunate events, but Spurs had every opportunity to take it to St. Paul's early, and I think as the first half petered on and St. Paul's came into the game, and as I said, that early second half goal knocked the wind out of their sails, and it was an uphill battle from there, one that they have failed to overcome, and St. Paul's can walk away with this feeling a little content, having been the better of the two teams on the night.
A typical performance from St. Paul's. Never said their attitude. They kept coming and got the rewards. Here's Morris, long ball forward. No one in particular there. Francis just jogs, and there goes the final whistle.
Victory to St. Paul's. As of this result, now they should be leading in the table, because Village would have drawn last night.
Correct.
Village was 3 points ahead, sorry, so there'd be a point behind Village. And
well, we can confirm that in the post-game show. We'll confirm whether or not St. Paul's is taking the lead in the tables. And once again, the Firecracker,
Freeman unfortunately was not able to add to his goal tally tonight, but they still were able to come out 4-1 victors. A very convincing victory and a satisfying one for the St. Paul's team.
Sports is back and better than ever. The website that brings you all kind of sports. No rumors, no nigga business, just sports. Log on to www.getstrictlysports.com. That's GETSTRICTLYSPORTS.com and get articles, features, videos, and photos. Local, regional, and international stories. And don't forget to check out our online sports store.
It is little right now, but in time it will get hugely.
And we have lots of room for you advertisers, and advertising is free right now. You heard me right, free. Just call 762-3134 for more information. This is good. This is good. If I miss the game, all I got to do is log on and everything right there. Strictly Sports is back.
Auto Plus Car Wash, located on the College Street Gut, Bastyr, St. Kitts. Bring your car to Auto Plus Car Wash to remove water stains, wiper marks. Get your doors, roof panel cleaned, seat floor mats, buffing, headlights, and engine wash. You get quality service at the best price at Auto Plus Car Wash. They really care for your car. Call 765-5140 or visit them on the College Street Gut, Bastyr, St. Kitts. Auto Plus Car Wash, where the service is number one. Football fans, get ready for football like never before. It's the inaugural Super 6 playoffs featuring the top 6 teams in the SKNFA Premier League doing battle for the Big Cup at the Warner Park Football Stadium starting November 24th. The Super 6 playoffs is the most lucrative sporting event in St. Kitts and Nevis, with the champions winning $50,000. Yes, you heard right. $50,000 for the champions, $500 for man of the match, and over $100,000 in prize money. Fan giveaways and prizes galore. It's the inaugural Super 6 playoffs starting November 24th. Get ready to rumble. KVK Enterprises at Boyd's Housing Development, Trinity Parish, St. Kitts. For all your t-shirt printing, banners and signs, promotional products, shipping, motivational speeches, computer classes, agro-processing, art and craft, and desktop publishing. Come to KVK Enterprises at Boyd's Housing Development, Trinity, St. Kitts. Telephone 661-0118 or 765-7270. Email drkhrystus@kvklives.com or visit www.kvklives.com. KVK Enterprises.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, all sad for Spurs. And you can hear it in my voice as I'm joined by my fellow commentator, Essington Watts, known to be associated with Spurs. I want to sympathize with him because the hill just got steeper and the grass on the hill just got slipperier. What do you make of that game?
Well, it's really a slippery slope for Garden Spurs. But it was a game of 2 halves. Garden Spurs started out strong in the first half. They scored the first goal, but then considered an own goal in that same half. The St. Paul's came out in the second half and really dominated after scoring in the first 2 minutes of the second half. Really put Spurs under pressure. The whole plan would have changed in that second half. So as I said, it was a game of 2 halves.
So now let's talk about a bit that slippery slope. Spurs would have remained on 30 points. St. Paul's went up to 48. They remain second in the tables, but Spurs, like they're almost stuck on 30. What is the next move for Spurs?
It's a difficult thing. They have Keon coming up, and then they have OR, who is also competing for a place in the 6. Keon is already in. It's very difficult for Garden Spurs at this moment, and it's really pretty. But traditionally, they are vulnerable to the set pieces. And you see, the goals scored as from some set pieces. They're very vulnerable to set pieces. I don't know why, but it's always been a tradition.
Well, something for the coaches to work on, because 2 of them came from more or less the same position as well, which is the right side of the box, and floated in from a left footer seemed to have caused some problems. But let's turn our attention a bit to the individual play. The man, Mr. Freeman, was looking for goal number 29. Yes, 28, but I think the centre-backs did a fairly good job on him. Would you agree?
Yes, the Spurs obviously did their homework on Freeman tonight. He had 1 or 2 chances that he could not capitalize on. However, the Spurs were able to focus on him and keep him out of the game, as well as keep obviously their own goals, as well as the other St. Paul's players out of the game. The set pieces for them were obviously a big issue. Open play, they were very sound. And going into the next 2 games, I think they need to focus a little bit more on trying to keep those set pieces out, be a little bit more organized on the back line when there's a dead ball, and avoid finding themselves in positions where they could potentially concede from corners or dead balls just in or around the box if they realize that that's a weakness of theirs. But in terms of keeping Freeman at bay, they did a very good job of that tonight. He was able to cause some problems, but nothing on the score sheet.
Well, nothing on the score sheet directly for him, but And suddenly in the coach's book, he will list it for the assist of one of those goals. You're going to say what? You're going to talk about Freeman's play and how well y'all did a good job against Mr. Freeman?
It was a very good job indeed. I mean, he was on a goal scoring run of about 7 games he have scored in our competition, FA Cup and Premier League. 7 games he has scored. But he had goal involvement, although he didn't score, he had an assist. So that's about 8 games consecutive goal involvement for him, and that's great.
I know that this discussion will continue even after this game, but I want to turn to Bob. I know he probably did some research, probably went on his phone and Googled the rule with regard to that card. That will be a talking point in Boston around the shops and circles. Was it a red card or a yellow card? What did you find?
I thought it was, from the looks of it initially, I thought it was an innocuous play. We had a number of professional fouls in the game, and that would honestly fall under a category of a professional foul. The question was whether it prevented a direct goal scoring opportunity or shot on goal. There was a defender beyond the goalkeeper, and it was ruled that it could have prevented a creation of a goal scoring opportunity, but not a direct goal scoring opportunity in of itself. And because of that, it was rightly awarded the yellow card. Overall, the referee's performance was very steady. There was a very early incident where one player received a yellow card, and some of us may have wondered how come he got away with it. He should have been and he could have considered himself fortunate, but otherwise the discipline was fairly even across the board, and we cannot say it was a game that was marred by ill discipline, other than the player on the bench whom received his marching orders because of his outburst following the red card not being given. And there's no excuse for that type of behavior, and he has rightfully been given his marching orders, and hopefully it serves as an example for players and coaches alike in terms of respect for the officials when they make these decisions, because these are split-second decisions and they have to get them right each and every time. So the expectation is at least you allow them the respect to be able to make those decisions without any sort of real verbal abuse or otherwise from the sidelines especially.
But you're going to the Spurs camp now. What would you say to that young man, face to face? What would you say to him?
Well, he's let himself down, first of all. He can no longer participate in the next 2 regular season games, which I'm certain Spurs will need him for. He's let the team down because he's not able to be selected, and if there's any reason to have to, he's not there available. And he's let the Spurs community down because it's not a good look. And I'm certain the coach himself, given the fact that the punishment has already been meted, the coach will probably lay into him himself, but I think the punishment in of itself is deserved and will serve as a lesson to him, hopefully, going forward.
Let's turn our attention back to that slope, for that steep, slippery slope for Spurs. 30 points, needing to get to that magic number 36. But earlier tonight we saw OR Jets, Old Road Jets, doing quite a number on Saddlers. Saddlers a beaten up team in terms of their personnel, but nonetheless, they were hoping to at least win that game and hope for some other upsets along the way. That didn't happen. What do you make of OR's performance earlier?
I think Saddles was in a hopeless position. It was difficult mentally to go into that game. It was difficult for them. OR is on a very good run, so that they have that self-belief, that self-confidence to go into the game. And they're on a very good run right now. And I think they have a very good chance. As I predicted, you remember that all of us commentators made a prediction.
Yes.
That was one of my teams. I predicted to go into the final 6. Along with Garden Hotspurs. But Garden Hotspurs, I think tonight would have gone quite along that slippery slope. So I don't know how much they're going to come back. I don't know if they're going to have rear in their shoes like the Jamaican said in the last game, that he's on a slippery slope, but he have grips on his shoe.
Well, I don't know how much the grips will help Spurs, as they are really in a precarious position. 30 points with 2 strong matches coming up. Newtown, who got defeated by St. Peter's, they're on 29 points with 2 so-called weaker matches coming up. Do you see an upset in any one of these games?
No. I think that Newtown, the relegation battle is pretty much set. I think that Newtown, recognizing that Spurs offered them an opportunity with tonight's result, will try and capitalize on their remaining 2 games. OR, as everyone has mentioned, is also a surprise team. I believe their next 2 matches are also winnable matches. So I wouldn't want to bet against them at this stage. And it would be good to have them in the Super 6, a new face to the usual contenders. And Spurs, as has been mentioned over and over again, coming off of tonight's result, have not put themselves in a very, very good position. They're really dependent on other results going in their favor. And at this stage of the season, you do not want to be depending on other results. You want to be able to have your own fate deciding based on the performances you put on the pitch. But they've released that opportunity tonight, and they can only sit back and hope now that there is an upset in the cards and they can take advantage of it. But that's a long hope at this point.
Desperate teams do desperate things. Which one of those teams you think can upset the apple cart? Between Security Forces, Mantab, and South Stars. Who can cause a little monkey wrench in this whole thing that we've been debating all the time?
Well, South Stars is because they are confident. I think South Stars at this moment will consider themselves the team to stay up out of the three bottom teams. I think after beating Mantab last night, they're in a very good chance to stay up. So I think they would have the confidence. They would upset any team. With all the calculations, computations, and permutations, there are a few teams that would have the destiny in their own hands. All they have to do is to go and win. Oldwood, Newtown, St. Peter's. Well, there's only two more teams to get into the final six. But destiny is in their own hands.
Two more teams. 4 possibilities. They're all still in with a chance. But let's turn our attention a bit now to what's up next on the fixture. A big clash. St. Peter's and St. Paul's, the FA Finals. That one will be brought live on SKN Newsline as well. SKNNewsline.com. The Facebook pages for SKN Newsline and the SKNFA, as well as voiceofthecaribbean.net as the radio. So you can get it from all angles. Make sure you log on, because this is going to be a delicious matchup. We have a newly formed, resilient St. Peter's team against the battling, robust St. Paul's. How you call it, Sean?
I like every other commentator would be foolhardy to go against a robust St. Paul's, quote unquote. St. Paul's have a lot of momentum. It is true that St. Peter's won their game handsomely against Newtown the other night. But they came up against St. Paul's a few weeks ago and they weren't successful. It will take quite a bit for St. Peter's to overturn the juggernaut that is St. Paul's right now. They've got the bit between their teeth, St. Paul's, and I am actually predicting quite early that St. Paul's should be the first cup winners of this closing season by winning the FA Cup.
What, do you agree with that?
Well, really, first, it's going to be the battle of the Saints. St. Paul against St. Peter. And it must be noted that St. Peter's is on a 9-game winning streak in our competition. 9-game winning streak since the reopening, since post-lockdown. St. Paul's is on a winning streak. So they go into this final with massive boost of confidence, having won tonight. They will go into this FA Cup finals with a massive boost of self-confidence and self-belief. So I'll give St. Paul's the.
Most men agreeing that St. Paul should win the Knockout Cup. That's on Wednesday. Wednesday, I think it's at 7 o'clock. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you log on. That's the Knockout Cup finals. Next weekend, it will be match number 21 in this series. And I think by then, all your predictions that you have put in cement and steel will come to the fore. Because at that stage, I don't think it will be any turning back. With match number 21 completing, it will be Spurs against Keon on that weekend, and some other interesting matchups. But for now, our focus will be St. Peter and St. Paul's in the knockout finals. On my right is Mr. Kenneth Bob, he's going with St. Paul's. On my left is Mr. SN Watts, he's going with St. Paul's. Who are you going with? Give your predictions, tune in, and make sure you're right. With that, I bid you good night. See you on Wednesday.